The wood flooring and exposed brick provide a warm, welcoming feeling for both visitors and tenants of 401 Richmond. The historic warehouse turned creative hub describes itself as a city within a city. It's home to a diverse community of galleries, artist-run centers, filmmakers, architects, charities, and much more. As one of the only community-led artistic spaces in Toronto, 401 fills in a much-needed gap. Vicki Rogers is the CEO of Urban Space Property Group. She oversees daily operations and takes care of the 401 Richmond building.
401 Richmond is unique in that it's a restored former warehouse, a tin factory in fact, and it houses about 150 creative tenants. I don't think there's another property, heritage or otherwise, that allows for people all to be in the same general collaborative space and in the same general creative industry. It's really a hub of activity and it's a hub of creativity. I think the environment is safe, it's diverse, and it's been built to allow people to move freely about the building physically, but also to run into each other and collaborate in spaces. And we've worked hard to do programming that brings the public in and showcases the people that work in this property every single day.
The first floor of 401 houses the Red Head Gallery, a professional artist collective. Mackenzie Sinclair manages the space. She works with its 17 artist members to produce rotating exhibits that spark conversation.
The way that we fit into the 401 is we put art first. Like, it is artist run, it is artist volunteers. The entire idea of this space is to put art for art's sake. We were born out of the idea that the founding members didn't want to be a part of a commercial gallery where a curator would tell them how to showcase their work or what work to put up. They wanted to show what they wanted to show and display it how they'd like to display it. So each member gets the autonomy to show what they want and how they'd like to show it.
Tucked away in the basement of 401, Gareth Bate runs his studio. He joined the community in 2008 after winning the 401 Richmond Career Launcher Prize.
In the building, it's kind of zoned. You don't have the building completely taken over by the tenant that can pay the highest amount. Like, one of the things I found when I once went around and I distributed invites to a show, and I was stunned by how many people there actually were in the building. Like, all these people, like, I'd knock on a door and open a door, and there'd be like 25 people in this one room. I was like, oh wow, this is like, there's a lot of people working here and using it, and just so many different kinds of people.
Back on the first floor, there's Open Studio, an artist-run center dedicated to contemporary printmaking. Putty Tong is the studio and education manager. He maintains the space and develops programming for local, national, and international artists.
Before my role as, studio and education manager, I was actually just an artist in the space because there was no space like it to kind of make the work I make. And within the Toronto area, this is it, outside of, post-secondary educational institutions where they have print shops. But in terms of public access, Open Studio is it. People access the space as often as they need. All the users get 24-hour access, so it is, we are a space for you to work in whatever way that fits into your method and rhythm of art making in print.
Multimedia artist Alice Burton has been working out of 401 Richmond for nearly 25 years. She's one of the building's longest-standing tenants.
I would say that my practice has definitely really come together in this particular space. Actually, one of the spaces I really love down on the first floor is the Urban Space Gallery, because that is really undertaken by the management of the building, and they often get artists that don't have their studios here So it's approached from really a community viewpoint of really the city and our community and our country. If you haven't been in here, I think you're missing a unique aspect of the art world.
401 Richmond reflects the philosophy of urbanist Jane Jacobs, who spoke about the need for diversity within a community. For 3 decades, its vibrant mix of tenants and spaces have encouraged collaboration that's crucial to creating, sustaining, and progressing culture in Toronto. Let's learn from 401's unique ecosystem to nurture more creative spaces that put Toronto's art scene back into the hands of local artists.